Well, tonight we are talking all about that Chaos Theory trailer from last week. Who knows what else? I haven't had a chance to look. Maybe there's more. I am your host, Brad Jost, and this is Let's Talk Jurassic. Well, hopefully I'm coming clear for everybody out there. Hopefully this is working. If you watched a live stream last week, I referred to all the technical issues I've had because I changed over my internet here at the house, and the saga continues. So I'm hoping this is working because I've got this all connected kind of via magic and some like wires and things like strung across the house. So we'll see if this is actually working. I don't know. Am I just talking to, I mean, there's people in the chat. So what's up, chat? I know you're here. But I don't know if this is like actually working. So let's say hi to everybody out there. Appreciate you all being here. If you're returning, thank you so much for being here. Yes, I have my Jurassic Park Podcast sweatshirt on. If you are new here, hey man, what's up? Good to have you. Appreciate it. This is what we do. We just kind of ramble for a bit. We talk Jurassic sometimes, you know. And then of course, if you're lurking out there, just keep doing you. Love it. Anyway, let's see who's here in the chat. We've got Steven. It is or Steve. Or Steven. Which one? I don't know. It's Steve or Steven. Hello, Steven. It's that time of chaos. Yes, it is. It is absolutely that time of chaos. Oh, you're saying hello to Steven. I got it. What's up, Steven, now? Okay. I get it. I think I get it. But yeah, Nikolai's here. How's it going? Let's see. Scott Walker's in the house. Back again. How's it going? Seems like stuff's working. All right. Appreciate it. Good to know. So to follow up on the internet stuff, last week we got new internet, so we got a new modem, Wi-Fi, all in one, and I upgraded from like a mesh network that was like spread around the house, and it was working really fine, because as you know, there's always issues here on the live stream. It was working fine enough, good enough. So we got this new one, bumped up like the service, so a even better internet service, and connected that. And then over here on this side of the house, absolutely nothing. Basically zero internet. My phone doesn't connect. The computer was barely connecting. We had like 300 something gigabyte upload, or I think it was, I don't know what it was, upload or download across the house. And here it was 12. And then today we're like, or actually a few days ago, we tried to order some extenders. So we joined like a pro subscription to order some extenders that you could put throughout the house. There was like supposed to be 2 of them. And it's been like a few days. So we're like, where are these extenders at? So we go to stop at the store where the internet company's store in town. And they're like, no, you didn't have anything sending. We didn't send you anything. There's no like receipt or anything about it. And we're like, wait, what? We know we signed up for these things. And so they're like, oh, and it looks like you've got the old model of Wi-Fi and modem. And I was like, dude, we literally got it last week. Did you upgrade it in 3 days? And he's like, I don't know. So he went and got us the new one. All right. So I go and plug the new one in. All right. We go and plug the new one in. And guess what? It's even worse. It's even worse. Somehow it's worse. I don't know why. But so I go and do the speed test down here today, and it's like 0.3. I'm like, what? How is it 0.3? I had 12 at least last week. What's going on? Why is it 0.3? So I was like, up until about, honestly, like 10, 15 minutes ago, I was canceling this whole thing. Because I have this recording, I have a Forcecast recording. I was just going to throw in the towel. because I'm like, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. But somehow I cobbled together some Wi-Fi system, a secondary network off of the first network based off of my old Wi-Fi, and I ran a wire across my house, and somehow it works. And I'm getting like 200 speed test here, and I'm like, okay. Or it went up to 300 something. I was like, all right, sick. We can do 4K almost. So anyway, that's the little update on my internet. I don't nobody cares, but I had to vent because I'm annoyed by the whole internet process here. But let's see what's going on in the chat here. Steven's watching Rebirth right now. Heck yeah. What's up, Jurassic Carson? Good to see you. I'm trying to keep up with the program. It's hard. We got Shane here. What's up? Who's texting me? Yes, I'm streaming, Ryan. I got to text my co-host on the other show. Yes. Or I said, yeah. And I got a new phone on top of all that, and that's still not connecting. But let's see. Shane had said, hello, good to hear from you. I finally watched Jurassic World Rebirth. It's visually stunning, but fails as a story. Yes. Got you there. It is a lot to go through. But yeah, we're doing it. Somehow, I literally can't believe we're even here at this point. So it's a miracle that it happened. But let's see. I want to go through some thoughts here because Steve had said earlier, good episode this week with Brad and Aaron's thoughts. Yep, we talked all about Rebirth, and we'll get to that in just a second. Scott also says, I have lots to talk to you about with a Jurassic Park franchise and everything. I got what's to talk about today. So yeah, we're talking about Chaos Theory today, but if we got a few other topics, that's fine too. And you had also said it, because I know you commented a few times here. I want to go through them. You had said, if anybody here agrees with me, I go, Jurassic World Rebirth is the worst out of all of the Jurassic Park films in the franchise. If you are a smile, honest opinion, I'm mad about the film. I'm not sure if that was written correctly, but yeah, I feel you. I feel you 100%, because not 100%. I feel you maybe like 85% maybe, because I don't rank it last. I don't think it's the worst. I still think JP3 is the worst, and I honestly don't know how anybody could see otherwise, because back in 2001, when it comes to movies, Jurassic Park 3 was one of the worst. I don't know if this is working. My stream apparently just stopped. But it says there's people here. I don't know if that's true. But let me know. If you're here, text me. Hit up the chat. But apparently the stream had stopped. Let me see if this is working all right. I'm assuming it's not working. Bear with me. If you're here, let me know. It says there's people here, but I don't see anybody in the comments. Oh, wait, the comments are back. All right, you're frozen. Okay. All right, I see the comments again. The comments just literally disappeared, and now they're back. Yeah, it says you are frozen. He isn't frozen for me. It's all over the place. Nikolai's like, you're back. Carson's like, I'm here. All right. So, again, a miracle it's even somehow working, but I appreciate the heads up there. It literally, the stream like stopped on my end, and then I had to restart it, and I'm like, I don't know if does that just continue where I left off, or what? Did it start a new stream? I have no idea, but go back to that, the GP3 stuff, and just feel like how that like wrecked me so much. And Rebirth, after getting 3 films that I really liked in the Jurassic World franchise, Rebirth definitely hurt because of the dramatic changes, I think. But I think it hurt less than JP3 for me. and your anger towards Rebirth is strong. You prefer other Jurassic Park movies and Camp Cretaceous, Chaos Theory. Yeah, I get that for sure. I definitely prefer other movies as well, and I think right now, as we're going to be talking about Chaos Theory tonight, maybe, we'll see, I think I do prefer sitting in that for just a little bit more. You know, I'm very excited to return to that Jurassic World Dominion timeline and revisit those events of that film and that, you know, canonical timeline. I feel like there's such a stark difference between these like the Rebirth kind of storyline and timeline and whatever else has happened in all the other movies. So it feels very distinctly different to me. So I'm very excited to go back to that world. But anyway, let's Carson, I just want to shout you out here. You love the Jurassic World Rebirth movie. T-Rex scene is awesome. I agree. I mean, I think that the T-Rex scene is absolutely awesome. I think there's a lot of amazing scenes. Literally every extraction scene is so awesome. And, you know, some of the character stuff, some of the extended, you know, sequences are really, really cool. But canonically, it just falls apart and it's kind of a mess. But yeah, so let's go over to the website real quick. And check out this week's episode, which is myself and Aaron Beyer. We all got this going last week. So last week on the stream, I had texted Aaron and I said, like, all right, we're talking about it in the chat. It's about time we started recording. When do you think you can do it? And I was like, I threw out like a day or so. And he's like, how about right now? And I was like, okay. So we recorded literally right after that recording. So I was a little lethargic, I think, during this recording, but we got it out there. And you'll see the images there, the video images. Again, because the internet kind of sucked last week and this week, the video really didn't work out very well. It was very grainy on his end most of the time. That was like one of the only opportunities to get like a good, clear image. But so no video for that this week, but there is the audio. You can check it out on the podcast feed, wherever you listen to podcasts, or on JurassicParkPodcast.com right there. And that is basically, I did a lot of talking as well, but it's all of Aaron's thoughts and me trying to either agree with him or convince him otherwise. There's a bit of both, so I hope you enjoy this episode. You got to find out. What do you think? Do you think Aaron liked it or no? I don't know. It's a very hard thing to figure out what the answer is going to be there. Plus, I'm still going through whatever's happening with this cough. Literally, it's been almost a month, like 3.5 weeks or so now. But yeah, Nikolai said, love the candid thoughts on the podcast this week. Yeah, you know, I'm getting like real like tired of repeating it so much, and I feel like I do it often because I do this with you guys every week, the live stream, which is obviously different than the podcast itself. And I don't really feel like I've iterated it so much on the podcast feed. You know, there's been a handful of episodes so far. I did like my initial thoughts. Oh, my iPad's not loading. But yeah, I've done like my initial thoughts. I did a recording with Jay that I put off for a while, so I have my thoughts in there. And then, of course, this episode with Aaron. And otherwise, I don't really feel like I've gotten my thoughts across too much on the podcast feed. So I feel like I've talked about it a lot here, especially on the stream and stuff, about my issues with the movie. So I'm getting a little like I don't want to like bore everybody with the same old topics every time. And I certainly don't want to make it a negative thing to be constantly like ragging on Jurassic World Rebirth. And because like I keep telling you all that I really like a lot of aspects of that movie. And yeah, my iPad is not loading at all. So I don't even know if we're going to be able to watch this video. But yeah, I want to try to like put some other thoughts out there. I will be recording with Tom Jurassic. Spoilers for that. I think his thoughts are very similar to mine. So we're going to try to do our best to really steer clear of that as much as we can. and talk more about the plus side. And I'll give them like a little bit of an outlet to kind of just vent for a little bit, but I really don't want to give my thoughts too much in another episode again. But you know, I think the movie has valid criticisms for sure, but it's just like I don't want to keep harping on it, really, to be honest. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it for the super chat to get you through the chaos. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Anything helps. But yeah, so yeah, I was going back to the website. Let's see, did it actually load? Yeah, I think it loaded here. So like I gave my thoughts in this episode, obviously the one that just aired, not in that one. Kind of in this one, not really, but this was more so just a commentary on what's in the deleted scenes and all that stuff. I did give some thoughts in this, but not, I don't know if it was a ton or not, but definitely gave some thoughts there. So maybe more than I initially thought. Here I didn't hear, but I think the rest of the community did. I don't think I did there. Don't think I did here. So yeah, it's been on and off, especially with doing episodes every other week. And I thought I messed up this week. I thought I had released a week early, and I was like, oh man, did I put episode out like back to back? And I was like, oh no, but I didn't. So still trying to do the every other week to kind of keep it a little bit lighter and easier. But yes, so I appreciate you all being there and listening to all these crazy words about this movie. We thank you for it, Brad. It's truly a highlight of my week. It's a favorite evening of the week. I mean it. So appreciate it. Yeah. But yeah, let's maybe potentially start to talk about the topic this week, and that will be chaos theory. So let me go over here. We'll see if it works. Chaos theory. So we did get a new trailer this week, and I know some people were saying, it's not loading. I know some people were saying that what's his name? Swerve was speculating that a new trailer would hit on last Thursday, and it was accurate. It was accurate. So that was cool to hear that it actually hit on time there. And they did not send out any press releases or anything directly to our emails, so we didn't get any like extra scoop, because sometimes they'll send out some stuff in an email that like really gives a little bit of extra insight that we can kind of relate to you guys, but they did not seem to do that this week. But let me go ahead and see if I can get this trailer rolling. It does not seem like it wants to. Let me go back to here for a second, see if I can mess around with some settings here. Because even though I was able to connect my computer directly, I was not able to connect the iPad directly. Yeah, well, I don't know. Oh boy, that is rough looking. Let's see if I can change this. It's not letting me change the settings. Dude, it's the trailer would run at 144p, dude. That is let me see if I can at least get like 360. All right, here we go. Let's go back over to Chaos Theory. See if we can get this up and running here. Oh, and now my buttons don't want to work. That's cool. Is this even working? Like, is anything working here? Am I just talking to the void? All right, let's check out the trailer here. Put some headphones on real quick. Dip down the music. And we'll click playthrough here and see what we can hear. So here is the trailer. Maybe it'll play, maybe it won't play. I have no idea.
Those kids have been through a lot.
Those kids have been through a lot. I like that. I like whatever this voiceover is. Those kids have been through a lot. And it's like two people having a conversation, right?
I can't imagine being abandoned on a dinosaur-infested island.
Yeah. Me either. So I can't imagine being infested on a dinosaur, I can't imagine being infested. I can't imagine being abandoned on a dinosaur-infested island. So a little bit of back and forth there between these two people, and I love that that's not the context that this original person was talking about. Like,
I'm not talking about the island. I'm talking about what happened after.
I'm talking about what happened after, and I love this. It's really hitting you in these like sentimental feels. Who's Rooney? Ronnie? Oh, okay, Ronnie. I think is what you're meaning. Okay, yeah, I guess that would make sense if that's who it is. But either way, like I love this like conversation spread across some old clips, really hitting us in those feels, like trying to get us emotional here, and it absolutely worked. Like it 100% worked because I was feeling it right away. If you have that, soft piano just playing the Jurassic Park theme, like, dude, that's enough already. Like, that's enough to get me right away. And then you've got these people talking like about, and the thing is, it's like it's post whatever. So wherever they're having this conversation, it's like post all of this happening. It feels like, right? So yeah, I feel like wherever this conversation is, it's happening what feels to be like a while after, even maybe after the events of this season. Specifically the Biosin Valley stuff. So I wonder if there's like a tag at the end that's like, people are watching like a news segment or something about whatever had happened to these people, kind of like an anniversary or something like that. I don't know. But I like this idea of like two people talking about what had happened to those kids, because that's it is pretty brutal.
I'm not talking about the island. I'm talking about what happened after. We found where they're training.
One final adventure, so we had the series is coming to an end. It is one final adventure here, which is really, really a bummer. And the vibe I got really from watching this trailer was that, to me, it feels like there's nothing left. Like there's no more. We're not going to dive back into these characters again. We're not going to revisit them. We're not going to have a third series. I don't know if that's true. I have no idea if that's true. I will certainly ask when I get the chance. But and I'm sure there won't be an answer, and it will just be more of like, well, we hope so. Maybe we could do it, but we'll have to wait and see. One of those kind of things. Scott, shout out. I'm sure that's the answer you're going to give me. But I just get the feeling that this feels final. Like, I know this is the final season of Jurassic World Chaos Theory, but it feels very final to me. From a story standpoint of following these characters around. I really hope that's not true, but that's definitely the vibe I'm getting. But yeah. Let's go ahead. Oh yeah, actually, let's talk about that real quick. The visuals here. Like, I know this is like grainy 360p or whatever I upgraded it to. But it looks phenomenal. I think it's always difficult to like screen cap Chaos Theory trailers or even Camp Cretaceous trailers, because they never come in like the fullest high definition that you can get. So yeah, it's always a bummer there, but I think like, look at this picture. This looks phenomenal. Like, this looks kind of like straight out of Dominion. Like, it looks fairly close. If I had two images, I'm sure you could tell some differences, but I think it looks really good. Obviously it's a very quick segment. But we let's. I just want to get a listen to some of this stuff real quick. Training the dinos. Some mysteries should stay locked up. That sounds like a very familiar character, if not voice. But going back here for a sec, let's go. They're training the dinosaurs. They're training the dinos. Now, dude, let me tell you, I love this. I love this so much. Actually, pause for a second because I want to grab something. Because over here, I got this raptor that looks identical to that. So let me go full screen here. But this is just a regular Velociraptor from Mattel. But like, look at that color pattern, the white with the like dark blue over top. This is a raptor that, like, I've got so many raptors from Mattel over the years, and outside of like some Amber collection, Hammond collection, this is the only Velociraptor I have out, and I love this raptor. So this one looks really cool. There also was a orange one that I was really obsessed with, but I don't know. I don't know if I have it out anywhere. Anyway, but let's go back to that image because I just look at that one in the background. That looks just like this. It looks like the same. How can I get it the pose the same? It looks the same to me. Let's close the mouth. Now, I know these probably, right, are probably Atrociraptors, but, I mean, at least this one here looks like an Atrociraptor. The other two, I could almost question if they're actually Velociraptors or not. And maybe they're not, but I feel like I could question whether they're actually Atrociraptors or Velociraptors. But I love that design in the back. I love the green one as well. It looks really, really cool. And this one here, this Atrociraptor here in the front, I'm assuming, it looks like blue. Like it looks like it's got some sort of blue DNA in it to some extent. And they said they're training the dinos, which, if this is accurate and this is all happening in the Biosyn facility, that's kind of like another game changer, like in a lot of ways. That gives us so much more stuff to discuss. And I'm really excited about that opportunity to hear and see like what's going on elsewhere at Biosyn Valley that is going to be fun to talk about. Like, I think it'll give us a lot to really analyze because I've done a lot of analysis over like the conversations that like Dr. Wu has had across like Fallen Kingdom and then of course Dominion as well. Really, and especially because I think the dialogue between Wu and Dodgson and Wu and Maisie, it's a little convoluted as far as like what is happening here, like whose DNA do we need for what? Like, why do we need Maisie's DNA or Beta's DNA for solving the locust? It's a little bit convoluted. I forget the exact details, but I think there's a lot to dive into that still, and then to add in another layer of, well, maybe they need some other DNA. Like maybe they've gotten enough of Blue's DNA over time or something because of all that stuff that they did in Fallen Kingdom with working on Blue and stuff like that, and Blue getting shot, and then of course mixing that DNA with a T-Rex and all that stuff. And then we've got a dinosaur here that looks Blue-esque with the striping at least. So I don't know if there's some of that DNA that got thrown into these Atrociraptors into the second batch or something like that. So I think that's pretty cool to have like a new batch of raptors that are going to be doing the whole like Owen Grady business, but maybe more, maybe like some of that Atrociraptor level skill, but also some of the tactics and I don't know, because I feel like the Atrociraptors were the ultimate, like at least the batch one that we saw were like the perfect specimens. Like they were really what you would have wanted out of what Owen was working on, I think, in Jurassic World. I feel like those were the upgrade. So if there's a secondary team, is there something special about this team? I don't know. I'm very interested to find out, though, because I think this is a pretty cool idea, whatever they're doing, whatever they may be doing with these. Let me see if anybody's saying anything about the Raptors. Steve says, these Raptors look amazing. Jurassic Carson says, awesome Raptors. Scott says, I personally do believe these Raptors look very similar to the Raptor squad. Owen's Raptors. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, blue here, kind of. You've got like a Charlie or something back here, and maybe Delta. I don't know. Yeah, kind of. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, maybe they. Well, the thing is, though, they may not have used Beta's DNA because this is literally that exact same timeline. So they didn't have Beta. So these Raptors would have been produced already, right? They would have grown. They would have been bred a long time ago and grown to this position here where we see them in the season 4 here. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's so excited for this final season. Absolutely. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens here. And we get a little bit more of a glimpse because this also gives me vibes of like some of the Jedi training facilities and the Empire training facilities in like Star Wars Rebels and stuff like that and other places, because here we've got a facility. I don't know. I'm assuming, I don't know if this is the exact same spot, but whatever this place is here very much is like a training facility, right? This area seems to be, you know, you've got 2 workers up there who are monitoring the heart rates and whatever else of the velociraptors, maybe the brains or something. And you got to think about like all of the different attributes, right? What attributes have we had so far? We've got velociraptors trained with audible cues like clicking and you know, and treats and things like that, right? So these velociraptors, hand gestures. Then we also have the Indoraptor, right? That was not trained, but kind of trained itself on laser beams and acoustic sounds and stuff like that really like honed it in on the targets. And of course that was carried over a little bit to the Atrociraptors. But the Atrociraptors also were controlled via laser, but also via whistle. So you could do either on those. And also, I'd like to throw into the mix the Camp Cretaceous season 5 or whatever it was, the mind control kind of video game controller-esque aspect of dinosaurs that was utilized again a little bit in Jurassic World Dominion. So here in Biosyn Valley, where they have the chip in the dinosaurs that when there's a fire out in the woods, they can lead them telepathically or something like that to the facility where they'll be safe. So also that the Carnotaurus had something, I forget what it was, but in season 3, right, of Chaos Theory, the Carnotaurus was also controlled very much like the Atrociraptors, right? So I wonder if they'll kind of throw all of these things together in some amalgamation of the most ultimate fighting, you know, Velociraptor or Atrociraptor. I think that's an interesting aspect to think about. And then we, of course, you see this raptor here attacking the fences, going back there. Look at that. So that face sculpt right there, based off of what I'm seeing here, this looks Velociraptor, like straight up. This is This looks like Velociraptor. Yeah. Yeah. Love the Star Wars connections. Absolutely. This scene is giving Bad Batch where the Raptors are. Absolutely. That's what I mean, right? Like it feels like Star Wars training facility where like it's like kind of like the platforms that like rise up and they have to jump across to these different platforms and stuff like that was happening in Rebels and in probably in Clone Wars as well. But yeah, I'm getting big vibes like that. I don't know what's behind it. Is there like another raptor behind there? But this looks Velociraptor like. I don't know if it is, but you can see there is some sort of analysis going on here on the screen. Oh, yeah. There is like another raptor or something swinging on a light or something. I don't know if it's like maybe it's a light, maybe it's something else. I don't know. But it's definitely swinging there, causing chaos in this room. But I love that this raptor here is straight up breaking into the chamber there. I wonder how that occurred. Like, was there a power issue? Because I'm sure they're not supposed to get up there. These are obviously very smart. But yeah. Scenes giving, I already read that one, but definitely from the Bad Batch. Yeah. Also, I feel like there was a bit of not only Bad Batch, but Jedi Survivor or one of those games, Jedi Fall, whatever the first one was. Because there was like flashbacks to the Jedi training facility as well. But yeah. We got Kenji there, who was, it's very hard to kind of scroll through this, but I'll try my best. But yeah, Kenji getting attacked by a Dilophosaurus here. I legit have no idea how you get out of this situation. And dude, this part here is like the biggest hype for me. Yeah, Sammy and Yaz kind of together, which is nice to see, jumping out of a facility. But then we also have this incredible shot. Straight up Dominion, dude. Like, it's just, it almost looks no different. The show looks great. Like, this show really, really looks great. I know this is incredibly grainy, but aside from the graininess of this video, it looks incredible. Like, it looks so good. Like, it's capturing that vibe perfectly. And this is one of my favorite sequences in any Jurassic movie. I love the battles. I love this one specifically, especially in the extended cut. I think this is an awesome one. And yeah, where's the Giga's body? I don't know. Somewhere around there. And there was the Giga for a second, I believe, right? It was in this shot. Yeah, right here we've got Ben, Darius, and Kenji right there in one of the Biosyn Jeeps. That's pretty cool. But the Giga is right here. I can't... Dude, this is hard to pause. Oh, dude, I can't do it. But anyway, it is right there. Trust me. There it is. Giga right there, right? I believe. Right there kind of looks like a T-Rex, but I'm pretty sure it's the Giga. We've got Gallimimus, Gallimimus, I think, right here, which is cool. Running through the fire, the embers of the fallen locusts.
Mysteries.
Got a nice scene here. Brooklyn in the facility. Everybody's going to be here at this point, which I love. And these Sinoceratops, or I believe, or I don't know which one's there.
Should stay locked up.
What was that? I want to go back to that real quick.
Should stay locked up.
Oh. Therizinosaurus, I believe, right? Oh, no. I'm sorry. Quetzalcoatlus right there. Right. So Quetz, where are they? What facility would this be? I don't know. But pretty cool that it's looking through and it... There we got Darius. But yeah, it's whatever the Quetz is like smashing. Oh, dude, I cannot pause it right there. Come on. But anyway, there it is. So, in this sequence, I guess you've got pretty much everybody. It seems like Brooklyn was there. You've got Darius, Kenji, Ben. So I don't know where. Maybe Sammy, and Yaz are like off on their own little side mission to kind of mend their relationship. Maybe, hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for them. I love to see them together. So maybe they're off on their own thing, kind of like getting themselves back on the right path. And maybe the rest of everybody else is trying to figure stuff out. But Ket's seemingly cutting through here, this window. Maybe this is like the top of Biosyn facility somewhere. But yeah, I like this. There it is. Final season, November 20th. Let me go back here because I just want to hear some of this audio again.
Some mysteries should
Some
stay
mysteries
locked up.
should stay locked up. Some mysteries should stay locked up. All right. Some mysteries should stay locked up. Seemingly, Dr. Henry Wu, right? It sounds a heck of a lot like BD Wong. I guess they could have got him. That would be fantastic if they got BD Wong. I'd have to go back. I think because they got. Who did they have anybody other than BD Wong? I think he was like the only one, right? He was the only. Yeah, I think he was like the only crossover, right, from the first season, the first series, right, with season 3, I believe. There was there was Dodgson, who was voiced by somebody else. So in that series, though, they didn't get any of the original actors to come back for their roles. But in this season, in this series, they've gotten, Deacon Lockman. Anybody else? No, because they also had Dodgson, and I believe it was probably the same actor that they had for the first series. I would assume so. But yeah, I think it's interesting. It's up in the air for me. It sounds very much like him, but it surely could be some other voice actor as well. But fantastic to hear. And some mysteries should be kept locked up. I believe that's what it said. Some mysteries should be kept locked up. I wonder what that could be referring to. What are the mysteries of this season? Because we've potentially seen a new crew of Atrociraptors, Velociraptors, whatever. So we've seen a new Raptor squad. That's not some big mystery that should be kept locked up. I mean, it should be, but it's also not like something like so curious that you would say that to. So I wonder what else there could be. Could it be a reference to Il Saint Hubert, Hubert, however you say that? Could it be a Rebirth reference? I wouldn't put it past them to kind of do something like that here at the very end. I think it's possible, but I don't know. I'm not really sure what the timeline was for writing this versus Rebirth. But that would be pretty cool. And I could see that being like kind of honestly like even a throwaway gag if they did. Like the kids stumble upon Dr. Henry Wu in his office in between Maisie leaving and then him going to the helicopter. They stumble upon him and like there's a bunch of paperwork. Some of the papers refer to that island from Rebirth. And it's like one of the kids gets a glimpse of the papers and they're like, "What is this?" And he's like, "Some mysteries should be left locked up." And he puts them away into a briefcase, locks it up. Like I could definitely see something as simple as that. And like, that would be satisfying. I think that would be a very minimal allusion to the new movie. And it would give me hope that there is room for that in the future, a third series for us to do that. I think that would be pretty cool. So here's hoping. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I think that's a pretty good idea. I would absolutely like to see that happen. But yeah, I don't know otherwise. Otherwise, it's like, okay, they got some dinosaur mystery on the island. And at this point, I feel like it's too late to really establish something big and dramatic like that, because this season we have to get the kids back together. We have to kind of traverse through the movie of Dominion. We have to kind of hit those points, those plot points. We have to see the Therizinosaurus. We have to probably go through the jungle-y parts of that, snow and the jungle. We have to probably explore the labs a little bit, the locusts, and I don't know, maybe it could just be in reference to the locusts, I guess, but like, I don't know, that would be kind of boring for a quote like that to be about the locusts, because they kind of started doing the locust stuff in the last season. But I don't know. I think they have a lot to do. And then, of course, just to wrap up this series, that's going to take, the whole end of a portion of an episode, half of an episode maybe, to wrap this thing up. So there's a lot to do in probably about 10 episodes. And I don't know if that gives us enough time to introduce like a new hybrid, like you thought the Scorpius was bad, but guess what? If it was in reference to like the D-Rex or something, I think that would be pretty cool. But it's not like, I don't really feel like the island Ile Saint-Hubert was like locked up by any means. So I don't know if it would be a reference to Rebirth, but I think, that would be cool. And I think that would be the best opportunity to kind of just quickly reference something. But it just feels like a lot to kind of reintroduce something else that could be big in addition to whatever this new Raptor squad is. So, yeah, I don't know. And yeah, it's good to hear Dr. Wu back. And he's not the same as he was in season 3. And yeah, even in season 3, I feel like that change of heart happened there a little bit. I know like he went on to do all of the stuff in Fallen Kingdom, but what we see in Fallen Kingdom is kind of like a man conflicted a bit. He really doesn't know what to do, and of course he does not want that Scorpius, no, that's the wrong dinosaur, the Indominus, to be sold. No, not Indominus, Indoraptor, dude, I still can't get this stuff through my head. He does not want that thing to be sold, so like I feel like there was a little bit of a shift in him in season 3. So I would love to see, because I feel like he mostly interacted with Brooklyn, right? So it would be nice to see them back together again and kind of see if that ultimate, like he was kind of in a whole change of heart status like throughout Dominion, right? He really didn't want any of this to be happening at all. He was kind of like there under duress, it seemed like, for the most part. But like, I think it would be pretty great to have the kids involved in his like redemption arc in a big way. I think that would be pretty cool. And like, maybe be involved in that final scene that we see of Dr. Wu releasing the fixed locust that can help solve the entire issue. I think that would be pretty cool if they were maybe a part of that. I don't think there's any chance of a Spinosaurus battle at the. Yeah, I don't really feel like that's gonna happen. Even though they showed the Spinosaurus in the trailer, but it was from season 4 or 5. But yeah. And yeah, that would be fantastic though, the Buck and the Doe to be on screen, or whatever those two were at the end of the movie, along with Rexy, and finally getting Rexy. I think somebody else mentioned it before, but getting Rexy back in this season after not having her at all, only in the intro, right? That would be that's going to be fantastic, like to actually have that dinosaur back, and maybe they can be the ones to decide her fate. That could be possible. That I would very much welcome that. I would absolutely welcome that. I think that would be very good. But yeah, that is the entire trailers there. So I knew I could extend 38 seconds into basically like, I know I didn't talk for a whole hour there, but yeah, I figured we could make that last for the entire episode. So thank you so much. I know we've only talked for 40 minutes, but I have to go record the Forcecast. Let me text my co-host. But yeah, I appreciate you all sticking around and giving me your thoughts and feelings on Chaos Theory. I will be talking about it with Tom Jurassic coming up here in like a week or so, and the episode will be the next episode out on the feed. So if you have any thoughts and feelings on that, be sure to let us know, and maybe I'll include them in. Yeah, actually, that would be a good idea. If you want to let me know what your thoughts and feelings are on that trailer and the final season, let me know. Absolutely let me know. So all you got to do is, and these buttons, are they working? You got to call our voicemail line, 732-825-7763. Leave us a voicemail. Let me know. What are your thoughts on Chaos Theory Season 4, the final season? You got to let me know. This is your last chance. Yeah. I'm so upset that I'm coughing about it. It's your last chance to let me know. You can also go ahead and leave a voice memo or a written message to JurassicParkPod@gmail.com. I'll include those all in probably the next episode if I get the chance. So throw those out to me as soon as you can, and follow us on some social platforms. I literally don't care. I don't really use them anymore, other than Letterboxd. Letterboxd is really the only one I really care about. So check me out over there. But yeah, I can't wait to record with Tom again. It's been a while. So yeah, I know some people have been looking forward to hearing Tom again. But again, please go over to JurassicParkPodcast.com and listen to that latest episode, number 426. Also, go check out the Forcecast. I don't know if this is going to load because my internet stinks. But we talked with Ashley Eckstein all about her new podcast and becoming Ahsoka again in the new Lego TV show. And then, of course, go listen to Grim Grinning Hosts, my other podcast, where I have not been on in the past, 4 episodes or so. But yeah, go check it out as well. And, since it's still up, go check out The Unknown Story, Jurassic Park, Season 1, Episode 8, over on Peacock. And you can see yours truly talking about Jurassic Park on television. There you go. So go check out all those things. And, yeah, it's going to be an emotional time. So let me know your thoughts and feelings, everybody. And then go listen to the Forcecasts on Friday, and I'll see you all next week here on the stream. It should be fine. Hopefully my internet's better by then. We'll see. But I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good night, everybody.